Arsenal are set to renew the contracts of Declan Rice, Yuri Timber, and our title-winning manager, Mikel Arteta. These updates come from the hand of Arsenal. There are so many updates that I want to talk to you about now, because he also said that Arsenal want to add at least 2 attackers in this transfer window. Yes, 2 more attackers, along with signing the likes of Declan Rice, Yuri Timber, and Mikel Arteta to new contracts. We're going to get into these updates now. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Rasenal TV, and turn on your push notifications as well, so you don't miss any breaking news. And this is some big news. The hand of Arsenal literally wrote this down a couple of minutes ago, and I want to give these updates to you so that we can stay locked in with the transfer window and all updates surrounding Arsenal this summer, because it's going to be a huge summer, and the hand of Arsenal is telling us now that Arsenal are preparing for a big summer. So let's get through this report that he posted on X only a few minutes ago. I'm going to read through it very, very quickly and let you know the main points of this. Mikel Arteta is set to new. Lord have mercy, I can't even speak. I should have practiced before I turn on the camera. You know what I'm saying, people them. Mikel Arteta is set to renew his contract with Arsenal and spearhead the title defence of the English champions. The club approached our Basque native earlier this year, and it was agreed that Mikel wanted to focus on delivering us major silverware to earn his position within the home of the champions. Total accountability. And there were reports earlier in the year that Arsenal were looking to extend Mikel Arteta's contract during the season. But I was one of the Arsenal fans that said, you know what, I need to wait until the end of the season to see how it pans out, to see if Arsenal do win a Premier League or leave a season without nothing. Because if Arsenal did leave the season without nothing, no new contract was needed, in my opinion. You leave the club, bloody, bloody, blah. Bob's your uncle. He did win the Premier League. And you know what? Fair to him. Because in himself, he's earned his contract. We heard a few seasons ago that he was more than happy to walk away because he didn't believe that he may not be the person to lead Arsenal to the promised land, the glory land, which is lifting the first Premier League title in 22 years. He has done that now. And now he feels like he's earned his contract to sign a new contract with Arsenal and hopefully win more Premier League titles with this team to come. This is a big move as well. And the reason why this is a big move, because I want to go into the next part, because obviously, as we know, recently, Real Madrid had their presidential elections that Florentino Perez won. And there was another guy that was in the running as well called Enrique Riquelme. And he was plotting, comes from the hand of Arsenal, that he was plotting a secret move to bring Mikel Arteta to Real Madrid if he won the elections. Now, could Mikel Arteta be tempted by a big club that is Real Madrid? Who knows? But I feel like Mikel Arteta is very dedicated to the project that he is currently building at Arsenal. In the last 6 years that he's been here, turning into 7 years now, Mikel Arteta identity is all over Arsenal Football Club. He is Arsenal. So even if Enrique Riquelme won the elections and wanted to get this secret plot to get Mikel Arteta to Spain and Madrid, I don't think Mikel Arteta would have accepted that, because he is definitely Arsenal through and through. He wants to create a dynasty with Josh Kroenke, with Andre Ayew, and with these Arsenal players that he has here now. And a lot of the players have been speaking highly of Mikel Arteta in the international break, especially the likes of William Saliba, because he was talking about his loan spells when he came back originally to Arsenal in 2020, and he was worried about his Arsenal future. Was he going to get time? But he credits Mikel Arteta to making him the player he is now. That is William Saliba. That's the impact Mikel Arteta has. Now, Mikel Arteta is currently on holiday right now, or holiday, he put in quotation marks, but he's still actively involved in the transfer business, in the negotiations of the club. So while everyone apparently is at the club behaving like it's a done deal, there are still a couple of things that need to be sorted out in Mikel Arteta's contract to get it firmly over the line. I hear rumors that he may want a pay rise and pay increase and become the most, not the most expensive, the highest paid manager in the Premier League. This is what that deal could be bringing Mikel Arteta. It will be at least another 3 years, I'm assuming. More for it. I'm happy now. Mikel Arteta, sign your contract. We move on to the next thing. Now, of course, Andre Ayew comes in, transforms Arsenal, gives Arsenal the winning team to win the Premier League. But now his main focus is to make sure that Arsenal get that Champions League. Now, Andrea Berta has a contract with Arsenal until 2028, and he has been not sounded out by Saudi, but Saudi are looking at him. They're trying to lure him over there. And obviously, we know what a fantastic worker Andrea Berta is with transfers and getting that talent to the teams that he is at. He's fantastic last season, getting Arsenal all the players that we did in that transfer window. And he's going to have another fantastic couple of months again, bolstering Arsenal's squad in this transfer window as well. Now, as I said, his contract runs until 2028. But the main mission is this: build the squad strong enough to win the Champions League. That is his message. Now, if Andrea Berta completes that mission before 2028, could he leave Arsenal? Who knows? But if Arsenal are going to create a dynasty, I feel that Andrea Berta is going to be a big part of that. So the next few years will be very, very interesting to see what happens with Andrea Berta. But we've got to move on to the next thing, and that is Mauricio Miceli, who has been spoken about in the last couple of days a lot because of the links to Christos Zolis, the Greek international that plays his football with Club Brugge. He is Greek, right? I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he is Greek. But obviously, he was the one that sounded out Kvaratskhelia. He's the one that scouted Kim Min-jae. He's also the one that scouted Hamšík as well, that used to play for Napoli. I believe old school baller as well. He is someone, again, seen as similar to like Andrea Berta, because according to the hand of Arsenal, the duo that is Mauricio Miceli and Andrea Berta, they are both always talking about transfers, always on the same page and everything else. And at one point, he actually said that 2 weeks ago, I was speaking to the representatives of a player who told me Miceli was the one holding court without the presence of Berta. That tells me that this brother is way more involved in transfers than I thought that he was. Because if you're telling me that this brother's holding court without Andrea Berta, the main conductor, the sporting director, the one that's got the vision of how Arsenal are going, and he's like, you know what, if you're doing this, I'm doing that. Arsenal are in good hands, because too many times over the years, it was mainly one person behind the scenes trying to get this deal sorted, but we're not on the same wavelength. Deals going wayward, spending 72 million on Pepe, Rasenal and all their man there, blah, 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 blah. Now we've got two people that are on the same page and want the best for Arsenal. And also, Mauricio Miceli is going to be very, very key to the future of Arsenal, because the hand of Arsenal has been told that obviously this duo are conducting their business seamlessly, as you can see with the revamp of the Arsenal youth setup, for which I am told the club have fenced a special transfer budget around that youthful setup. So we've got a budget to obviously set up our future in terms of through the youth systems and buying youth players now that we are linked to the likes of Monga, the likes of Esposito, the likes of Buwadi, and the list goes on. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal are not only setting up for now, they're setting up for future, and they got the people in place like Mauricio Miceli and Andrea Berta to get the business done. Indeed, as I said earlier in the video, he also gave us an update on Declan Rice as well. And the contract of Declan Rice is a major focus for the Arsenal this summer. Big focus, of course. Declan Rice is now with England at the World Cup and wanted to win their first World Cup in 60 years, of course. Now, of course, Declan Rice is said to be very, very happy at Arsenal. He knows he is loved at Arsenal. He is Arsenal through and through. Even though he is a West Ham fan, we absolutely love Declan Rice and want him to stay for years to come. Obviously, a lot of Arsenal fans want Declan Rice to have the armband. That's how highly we think of Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice's contract runs until 2028, 29, I believe as well. But as I said, he is happy. And an extension is going to happen in due course, and this will ward off interest from the likes of Real Madrid, who would be interested in a player like Declan Rice. They're obviously interested in the likes of Rodri as well, so they're looking for someone that can lock down that midfield. And a Declan Rice in a Real Madrid midfield, that would be insane. But that man needs to stay here at the Arsenal, and I genuinely believe that Declan Rice could win multiple Premier Leagues with Arsenal if he stays. And obviously we keep the team around him. Someone else that is also linked with a new contract that was spoken about earlier in the year as well is Jurrien Timber. And what a fantastic season Jurrien Timber had. Unfortunate that he's not at the World Cup, with the Netherlands right now with the groin injury that he suffered. And obviously Arsenal sacked the head of the medical team, Safar Iqbal, as well. He came out recently to say that sometimes you just go in a different way. Sometimes something just goes in a different way, and it was more mutual than a sacking. But at the end of the day, Arsenal did have a big load of injuries, and Jurrien Timber was a part of that. But I'm glad that his contract is set to be renewed as well. And there are a few minor details to sort out. All this information is coming from the hand of Arsenal. David Raya has 1 year optional extension on his contract, but he still has 2 years remaining on that, and he was given a pay rise last year. So Arsenal are monitoring. What Arsenal are doing right now is monitoring their biggest assets right now that have murmurs around them about their contracts. Your Declan Rices, your Jurrien Timbers, your David Reyes, and your Mikel Arteta. You keep that core solid. Now, one key thing that the hand of Arsenal also said as well is that Arsenal want to sign at least 2 attackers. At least 2 attackers. So if Arsenal want to sign at least 2 attackers, that means they could easily sign 3. But where are these players going to come from? Where are these players going to fit in? That means there could be a mass exodus in terms of an attacking sense happening at Arsenal very soon. But who knows? Who knows what could happen? But those are the current updates that the hand of Arsenal has literally just given us. Mikel Arteta is set to sign a new contract. They're talking about Declan Rice's new contract, Jurrien Timber's new contract, Raya's new contract. Arsenal want to sign at least 2 attackers. That's not just for the left-hand side. And we heard David Ornstein say the other day that if we sign Christos Zolis, that's not going to affect anything else that we are doing in the transfer market. And watching the football now, Belgium have recently just equalized against Egypt, and I think Lukaku did score. World Cup's going crazy, so we'll see what happens. He also said that even though there are crazy rumors going around today, Arsenal haven't made any direct contact with a midfielder, but that remains to be seen because there's always news coming around about Arsenal and their transfer targets. Tomorrow will be another very interesting day. We will be back tomorrow morning with the Rasenal Transfer Centre results. So as I said at the beginning of this video, make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss a thing and you stay locked in with all the breaking news surrounding Arsenal this summer, especially throughout the transfer window. Love and guidance, people, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.